Hey, what's going on, my beautiful people? This is Certified Life and Relationship Coach, Coach Court. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you guys about whether or not no contact could help ruin the rebound relationship. Thank you for sticking around. If this is your first time viewing me, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel by clicking that subscribe button and ringing that little bell so you're notified for all the newest content. Before I get into the content, if you want my help personally, reach out to me on my website at www.fruitfulseeds.com, or you can follow me on my other social media accounts, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I am Coach Court. Thank you guys. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about whether or not no contact can help ruin the rebound relationship. Meaning, if you go into no contact after the breakup and you find out they're in some type of rebound relationship, can maintaining no contact help destroy their relationship, essentially? But who really wants to destroy some type of relationship? Because I feel karma is huge. And the first thing that I want to say though is you have to ask yourself a few questions. You being the person that was broken up with and the other person being in a rebound. The first question is, how long was this person checked out? Now, the only way you'll get that answer is if you've had that conversation, if you asked them already, how long were you thinking about breaking up with me, thinking about moving on? Because that determines how long they were in the grass is greener syndrome phase. And I talk about that in my other videos, the 6 stages of a rebound. And I'll include that link in the description below, but I'm not going to go too far in detail here. It's basically the phase where they're starting to feel like they can do better than you, where it's that whole 80-20 rule playing, where they have 80% of the relationship of what they need, but the 20% is something that they long for. And you have to ask, how long did you miss those signs? Or, how long were you guys arguing or feuding? If this person was gone for months or years, then I don't care how long you go in no contact. They've already lost attraction for you. And once you lose attraction, especially for women, if we're talking about in particular, they're not going to, just magically feel like they want to be back with you again just because you go in no contact. And I see other coaches that teach, you want to do some type of altered contact or something that's going to be like infusing little love injections or giving them little bits of connection, which can help. But if they're in a rebound relationship, I feel you're just going to be making a fool out of yourself. So you don't want to do that. You want to just step back and let that relationship do what it's going to do, because essentially you want this person to be happy, with or without you. So if they found someone that's, I'm going to talk about later, they feel is a better fit, you should be happy. You should be celebrating, because why? It's only a matter of time before you find that too. And if you've learned from this breakup, if you've learned from the mistakes that you made in this relationship, then you should be well prepared going into the future, where when you find that next person, you can make it last either longer, or that'll be the last relationship you'll ever be in, meaning you can take it to the grave with you. But that's the first question that you really want to ask yourself. The next question is, how messy was the breakup? What did you do in the end that you're not really proud of? You're going to be altering your stories when you're talking to someone about how the breakup went. Do you have to omit some things that you did? Because I get this from clients all the time, just to make yourself look better, or to subside that shame that you feel from the way that you showed up. So how messy was it? Did you say, what? Okay, go ahead, go. I understand. We reached our end. This thing has run its course. You can go your ways, I go my way. We'll separate bank accounts or whatever we need to do. But if you begged, you pleaded, you fought for it. I was on Instagram yesterday. I was talking to a couple people, and they asked me what was the worst advice that I've gotten. And my worst advice was tell her how much I care about her and write her a love letter. And everybody agreed that that's a bad idea, because like I said earlier, if she's been in this grass, or he has been in this grass, this green syndrome, for a long time, any bids of connection or any steps forward that you're trying to take is actually going to trigger their guilt and that shame that they feel, because they don't feel that same way from you. I can't count on my fingers how many times I've heard from women that they feel bad that they don't have those feelings of love for that person anymore. They don't want to be with them anymore. They can tell that this person is trying really hard, but they just don't have it anymore. It just doesn't feel the same anymore. So that's the next question. You want to ask yourself, how messy was the breakup? Did you just give it a clean break? And if it was a clean break, then you let them get into those stages of the rebound, like I talked about in that other video. You want them to get to the comparison stage as quickly as possible. Because if they're stuck in their relief phase because you're not letting up and you're not allowing them to go through those stages, which you have to go through if you're feeling like the grass is greener, then you're just going to delay it, and you're actually going to help them make their decision even more firm. So that's the next question that you want to ask yourself. The last one is if this person is a better fit for them. Now, we often want to ignore reality. Like Thanos says, reality is often disappointing. Or like Aaron Rand says, you can ignore reality, but you can't ignore the consequences of ignoring reality. Now, the reality is this person a better fit? You know, if you found out, if you've heard through the grapevine who this person is, and let's say, this person doesn't have kids, and you're someone that has kids, and the person that you were with was settling because you had kids, and they weren't necessarily too thrilled to have kids around, but they did it for you because they loved you. Now, if this person doesn't have kids and they can, they're free, their schedule is free and they can move around and do whatever they want, then obviously that's a better fit, right? Or if you were in a long distance relationship and they met someone that lived closer, someone down the block, and, you guys had to orchestrate how to see each other throughout the weeks. Clearly that's a better fit. And I think a lot of people want to ignore the reality is because they don't want to have to go towards that acceptance stage, which is necessary during the grieving process. They don't want to have to arrive at that stage because they keep bargaining and they keep having that hope that this person will, wake up one morning and say, you know what, I just want to be with this person. I don't care about any of the hoops that I need to jump in order to be with them. But the odds of that happening, it's pretty slim, because what I usually see in those situations, I ask my clients, what are the barriers that it takes in order for you guys to have a healthy and thriving relationship? The barriers are, are you struggling with communication? Is there a logistics issue? How long were you with this person and was unhappy? There are some barriers that are obvious obstacles in order to overcome to even want to revisit the relationship. How long were they mentally checked out? How messy was the breakup? And if the person is a better fit than you are. And those are real honest questions you have to get clear on. And if all those things align where you're like, okay, well, none of that really applies to me, I think no contact will help in my situation, then it may. But for the overall majority of the cases, if you go in no contact and the conditions were all right, it's going to work. So if you found this video valuable, please go ahead and click the link right here where I talk about the 6 stages of the rebound relationship. And you can follow me on my other social media accounts, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter is I am Coach Court. Thank you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.